Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk about all the crafty goodness that I have been up to over the past couple weeks. Today is a knitting episode and it's a very exciting one. I have a giveaway and a couple fun things to show you that I have been working on. One being a new cast on, which is always exciting. So let's jump right on in. There are multiple places that you can find me on the internet now. The first being on Instagram at birch.and.lily. And if you want to grab one of my patterns, you can now find them on both Ravelry and Lovecrafts. I will have both linked down below in the description for you. So I did want to give a quick disclaimer that near the end of this podcast, there will be a giveaway. I did hit 3,000 subscribers here on YouTube and I'm so excited. I never thought that would happen, so I want to do a little bit of a giveaway just to thank you guys for checking me out, sticking around. It means a lot to me. And if you are a cross stitcher, make sure you check next week's episode because there'll be another giveaway there that is cross stitch themed. But this week is a knitting themed giveaway, so definitely stick around till the end of the video to check that out. So I don't have any finished objects this episode. I think that's been my life lately, but I do have a couple works in progress that I have been working on, so I'll definitely be showing you those. But before I do that, obviously, I'm facing a different direction again. I had some friends come over and help me out with reorganizing my whole room here, and obviously I'm not fully finished because it's kind of messy in here still, but we will get there. I figured I'm not going to try and clean everything up because it's still a work in progress and I can still film a video, but I think the way this is set up now is going to work. My lights don't take up too much room. This is kind of the filming side of the room, and then this is the crafting side. So I think it should work. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And yeah, let's jump into works in progress. So the first thing that I have been working on for a little while now is my Midsummer Rose shawl. This is a big one. So it's been on the needles for a long time, but I'm getting close to finishing, which is really exciting. I have it in this cute bag from that crafty little fox, and this is being knit out of Madeline Tosh yarn on their Prairie base, which is a singles yarn. That basically means it's 100% superwash merino and a fingering weight, but definitely a thinner fingering weight. I would say this is closer to a lace almost. But this colorway here is called Rose. It's a beautiful blushy pink, and that is what I'm knitting this out of. So apparently I'm in the middle of a row, which is typical. So I definitely don't have the pattern on me right now to be able to finish this row up, or the time, but I can still give you an idea of what it looks like and where I was last time. So there's a little progress keeper. This guy, if I can cover my face enough and you can focus, is from Random Fandom Bags. It's a little Dorothy charm. So that is where I was last time. I've got in about 4 repeats, it seems, since the last time I knit this. But yeah, just working away on it. It's absolutely beautiful. If you are wondering what this teal piece of yarn is doing in there, if you haven't knit lace before, there's something called a lifeline, and basically you take some scrap yarn and you run it through every single stitch on your needle and leave it there, and then if you screw up really bad on your lace, you can rip back to that spot and not have to try and pick up a whole bunch of different stitches. They're just held for you on that piece of scrap yarn. So that's what's going on there. I've been able to do, knock on wood, a full repeat of this section of the shawl, leaving the lifeline in one spot, and then I rip it out and thread it through everything, because there's a lot of stitches on the needles right now. I haven't counted, maybe I should, but one row takes a really, really long time. This edge right here is actually what's going to end up eventually being the top of the shawl, so it'll be held this way. And I'm really excited for it. It's been really fun to have a project on the needles that actually takes some paying attention. I think maybe I've been doing too many simple things lately, and that's why my knitting mojo has kind of been in the dumps. So I've been enjoying this, like doing a couple rows hour or two of work on it every single day. It's been really fun. So yeah, this pattern, like I said, is the Midsummer Rose Shawl by Lene Tosti. You can find this pattern in Lene magazine, issue 5, or you can purchase just the PDF version of it on Ravelry. Not sure about Lovecrafts. I'll have to check. If it's available there, I will make sure I link that down below too, but it's definitely on Ravelry. So for this shawl, I did drop down a needle size. I'm using a 3mm needle, which is a US 2.5. The pattern calls for a 3.5mm, a US 4. The reason I did that is because, like I said, this is a really light, almost lace fingering weight yarn. And the pattern calls for more of like a straight up fingering weight sock yarn. So I wanted to drop down the needle size a little bit just so that the lace was still visible. It wasn't too loose of a gauge for my knitting, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm totally like rambling and not making any sense this episode, so hopefully I make sense. And yeah, so like I said, that is where I am. Finally put a progress keeper on this. I swear it's been a couple weeks that I've just had like a light bulb stitch marker on there because I keep forgetting to put a progress keeper. So excited that I did that finally, and really looking forward to continuing to work on this. Like I said, got a couple more things to do on this. The pattern repeat that I'm on right now, I think I have to repeat 3 more times, and then there's one more like transition section and the border actually. So what I might do before I finish this up is run my lifeline through everything, pull the needles out completely and kind of see the size of it, and if I'm happy with the size of it, because it's quite scrunched up on the needles right now, and then decide if I want to add a couple more repeats of something into here to make it a little bit bigger, or if I'm happy with the size. So yeah, that is that. Still enjoying it. I think it's about time for a new cast on. I teased this yarn, I think, last episode, that I was going to use to cast on a pink Fizz by Andrea Mowry. I have it in this bag that I can't remember where it's from, and it doesn't have a tag, I don't think. I always hate when they do that. I wish they would put a tag on the inside of the bag so I know who made it, but just nice and simple and big. And like I said, I teased the yarn last episode, but I'll show it again. This here is Woolberry Fabric Co. The top is their berry sock base, which is an 80-20, 80% blue-faced Leicester, 20% nylon. And the bottom here is their Suri alpaca base, which is 74% baby Suri alpaca and 26% silk. It is a dream. And I have to say, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I have used mohair before. I do not like it. The fluff goes everywhere. My eyes get itchy. It's terrible. But when I wound this up, there was barely any fluff flying anywhere. I kind of feel like I'm eating it once in a while still, but that's fine. But my eyes don't get itchy, so that made me really happy because I haven't really been able to put mohair in stuff because knitting with it just makes me feel horrible. So to know that the Suri alpaca doesn't bug me is amazing. Plus I love alpacas. So it's just a really good mix. But anyways, I have cast this on. I am knitting a size small for this pattern, and I am using the called for ribbing needle. That's all I've had to do so far is the ribbing, which is a US for a 3.5mm needle. And I think I forgot to mention, both of these yarns, the alpaca and the berry sock, are in the colorway Whisper, which was an exclusive to the Woolberry Fabric Co. collective. So I don't think you would be able to get this colorway if you were looking for it, unfortunately. But I have cast on. This sweater is knit bottom up, and it has a split hem, so I have one half of the split hem completely finished. So this is the back. It's so soft. But this is all done, ready to go. Really happy with the fabric that I have so far, and I think this should be like the perfect baggy, comfy, cozy size for this sweater. So whole back is done, and this morning I cast on the front section of the split hem, and I think I have about an inch left to knit on this, and then I will connect the two together and I'll be able to start knitting in the round. I really like split hem projects. I don't know why. I guess there's less chance of me messing up when I cast on the amount of stitches I need for the project, because usually if I start knitting in the round right away, you have to cast on literally all the stitches for the body for a bottom-up sweater, where this way I only have to do half for each piece. So I really like that. And like I said, this Suri alpaca is like a cloud. It is amazing. I want to knit everything with this. Actually, I kind of want a pair of socks with this. If I did a fingering weight and the Suri held double, oh my gosh, those would be the coziest like slipper socks ever. So we'll see. Gonna finish this sweater first, and then we'll decide on what else I want to do with this magical Suri alpaca. So yeah, like I said, I'm knitting a size small for that. I seem to be hitting gauge with the called for needles on the pattern, which usually doesn't happen for me with Andrea and Mowry's patterns, but seems like we're good to go. But man, do I feel like I'm flying through the Suri really fast. I don't know, like that looks so much smaller already. I don't know. I should be fine. The pattern for the size small calls for, I think it ends up being about 3 skeins of the sock yarn and 2 skeins of the mohair or Suri on average. So that is what I have, and I should be fine. If I'm not, I'll have to figure it out, I guess. So yeah, I think I cast this on 2 days ago. It really hasn't been on the needles that long, but it's going pretty fast, which is pretty awesome. And the final thing that I have worked on over the past 2 weeks is my pair of Icinkles socks. This bag here is from Birch Grove that is holding them. This pattern is by Renee Strouts, and it's really fun. This is really, honestly, other than my vanilla socks, which again haven't had tons of work on them, so I'm not going to bother showing them. But this is really the only pair of socks that I've been working on lately, which is so weird for me. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you would know that usually I have like 3 or 4 pairs of socks on the needles at a time, and I fly through them. Lately, I've been feeling big projects, I guess. I don't know. But here we have my Icinkles socks. So I cast on 66 stitches for these on 2.25mm needles. I did all of this beautiful icicle pattern with the 66 stitches, and then once I finished that, I actually decreased the rest of the sock down to 64 stitches. The pattern doesn't call for that, but the 66 I knew was going to be a little bit too big in the foot for me. So I did that, and then I did also substitute a heel flap and gusset. I believe the pattern calls for a German short row heel. Don't quote me on it. But I substituted a heel flap and gusset because that fits me the best. So the pattern, it gives you all the information to do this beautiful mosaic icicle detailing, how to fade out, and then you knit the whole foot in your main color. I definitely have less subtle of a fade because there's quite a big difference between my contrast color and my main color, but honestly, I'm okay with it. I think it's kind of cool. So, loving these. This yarn here is a berry sock set from Woolberry Fiber Co. The main color is Homemade Jam, and the mini doesn't have a name, but it came with it, so really cute. So yeah, nothing super crazy about these. The ribbing is called for in the pattern. I wouldn't be able to call it a 1x1 or a 2x2 because it kind of is made to match with all of these icicle cables. I don't know if you can even tell that, but I don't know what to call the ribbing. And the pattern calls for you to knit it for, I don't know, I usually do 15 rounds, and this was a lot shorter than my usual 15, but it still fits good, so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, gonna keep working on these. I bet you I could get this sock done within the next day or 2 and cast on the second one. And then I get to do the fun icicles at the top again, because that was definitely my favorite part. So that is all I've worked on over the past 2 weeks. I don't know what's wrong with me. But that brings us to the giveaway portion of this episode, which is super exciting. Who doesn't love a giveaway? So I will give you a peek at what I'm giving away, and then I will give you all the instructions and the rules on how to enter. So I do have 3 skeins of yarn here. They are all on a singles base, so 100% Super Rush Merino for all of them, I believe. Yes, I tried to grab similar bases for all of these. So the first skein I have here is from Machete Shop Yarn, and this colorway is Highlands. Then I have some yarn from Traveling Yarn Co. This colorway, what are you called? Painted Ponderosa, pretty green. And another one from Traveling Yarn, their less traveled yarn. This colorway is Underwear Party. But some really pretty skeins. I think they would look beautiful together in a shawl, or definitely as like different pops of colors in something separate. So that is what I am giving away for 3,000 subscribers, which is, like I said, again, insane. So the rules to enter this giveaway. First of all, please do not say giveaway down below in the comments. It gets troll type people searching and then they enter the giveaway even though they don't knit yarn, and I don't want them to win. I obviously want someone who knits to win. So please do not say that. This giveaway is only open to people, unfortunately, in the USA and Canada. Shipping overseas right now is a little sketchy and it's expensive, and I just don't want to mess with that right now. So sorry if you live outside of North America, but unfortunately this giveaway is USA and Canada only. And please be subscribed to my channel, of course, and then like this video as well. I will give you a note on liking while I got you here. Comments really don't do much for YouTube videos anymore for the algorithm. Liking the video does a lot. So liking this video means a lot to me because it gets it out there to other people, and then other people can see what I'm working on. So yeah, subscribe, like the video, and then if you could comment down below some sort of comment with the word, let's say single in it, since these are all singles. And I will use a random comment generator to pick someone who has done all of those things down below in the comments. I'll say that one more time because I know sometimes I'm not fully paying attention. Please be subscribed, like this video, and make a comment down below with the word single in it, and I will pick someone to win these 3 skeins. And please be in the US and Canada. I hope that makes sense. Any questions at all, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, I hope you do so, not just because you want to win something, but also because you like what you saw today. Give the video a thumbs up as well if you did. And yeah, I will see you guys next Tuesday. I upload every Tuesday, going back and forth between knitting and cross stitch usually. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye!